Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good.
I wasn't sure if I used the right link.
You did. Let me just see if I was just on a call and I was getting pinged.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, I was getting pinged by my app.
Oh,
Um, Oops. Let me send her invite link. Yeah, I'm not putting this one on Facebook. Oh, you didn't get a check-in form?
no, that was so weird. I just went back up to the one from last week, but I didn't get one for this week. But then I thought, oh, maybe I just can go back up to the one from the prior week and I just used that one. But
Okay. Good. I didn't get to look at it yet.
oh, that's okay.
I can look at it real quick. Feel like you're getting into a groove.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's see if she's out here. Here she is. I was hoping I would have a couple more people on there, so let me just reach out. Reach out to my gens. Hello, Carolyn.
Hello.
Um, on Zoom. Yeah, I didn't go live on this because this is just us.
Okay.
I'm just checking in with a couple other people. Hopefully they're getting on here. Rachel. Okay. Let's see if they get back. Anyway, so first thing first, I wanted to talk about the hunger. When I am hungry, 9 times out of 10, it's because I haven't drank enough water, or I'm either bored, I'm tired, I'm stressed, or maybe it's like a drop in blood sugar. So those are the things I would think about. I think you'd said you had 20 grams of protein for breakfast. So you
Yeah.
felt like that might have been ample enough. About when did you eat breakfast and about when were you starting to feel hungry?
I ate breakfast at 9 and I started to get hungry like around 11:30. But I was very stressed at work this morning. And now that you said that, I was like, I had a really busy morning.
Yeah. A lot of times, your hunger hormones are stimulated for
Yep.
different reasons.
Yep.
But also when stress kicks in,
Yeah.
at times we're like, and we just grab. And I will tell you that happened to me last week. So
Did it?
I am not perfect, but how I recovered, I gave in to my temptation. I ate an entire bag. Not proud of this, but I did it. I ate an entire bag of popcorn that really wasn't even that great. It was Trader Joe's key lime popcorn,
Yeah.
small bag, but I ate the whole damn thing. Put it in my food diary, and I'm like, hmm, not going to leave me much for the rest of the day. So I wound up just having protein for dinner, and
Yeah.
I didn't quite hit my protein target, but I was okay with my total calories. So that stuff's going to happen, but I would encourage you when it does to stop for a second and think, what's going on? Like, why am I hungry? I just ate at 9 o'clock. It's 11. Like,
Yeah.
something's not right. And then chug water,
Yep.
move yourself to a different location. I always, one of my biggest things is change your state of being, change your state of mind.
Okay.
100% works. Distract yourself, go do something, take a couple laps somewhere, go throw in a load of laundry if you're working from home. Just get yourself out of that mindset, and usually within like 5 minutes you're over it.
Yeah.
And if you do give in to temptation like I did, it is what it is, right? But then recover. And the
Yeah.
key with this whole thing, and why I love using macros, is because it does give you that flexibility as long as you
Yeah.
know what to do,
Yeah.
and getting yourself to recover right away. So didn't have lunch that day.
Yeah.
Popcorn basically took up, probably 600 and some to 700 calories. So
Yeah.
I had a good breakfast, I had a shitty lunch, and then I had protein. I had a good
Yeah.
night's sleep, and the next day I'm like, okay, I'm back on.
Yeah.
So
Reset.
yeah,
I was in a meeting, so luckily I didn't even have anything to eat. So I had my water bottle, so I was drinking water in the meeting, my stomach's growling. And when that meeting was over, I couldn't get to heat up my lunch fast enough. I was like, I am eating right now.
so that was
at
good.
least- yeah, so at least I didn't have anything to really snack on because I'm not keeping anything like in my desk or at my desk at work. But I couldn't I was so happy to eat my lunch because then I had protein at lunch and it really satisfied me. And then I was fine for the rest of the day.
So you
It
didn't
was,
have to feel like you needed to push your dinner up because you ate your lunch so early?
no, I was fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I had about 30, I think it was 30 grams of protein in my lunch. And that seemed to really keep me full.
Uh-huh.
And I was busy, but not as stressed as the morning. So the afternoon just flowed a little bit better. And then I came home and I had already prepped my dinner.
Good.
So I didn't have to spend any time prepping. I just literally got my bowl out, got my dinner, and ate.
Yeah. And that's that lag time, especially when you get home from work, and if you've got to actually cook,
Yeah.
you've got the refrigerator right there, and you ate early, and you're like, oh, starting to get a little hangry,
Yeah.
where, you tend to make stupid choices, I'll call them. But always just chug 16 ounces of water. That definitely helps. Go brush your teeth, because if you
Yeah.
brush your teeth, you're not going to want to eat afterwards.
Yeah.
That's a nice little trick, but probably it really sounds to me like it was stress related.
Yeah. Now that you said that, I wasn't thinking about that, but it was a stressful morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you did a good job. That was a good
Yeah. Got through that one.
of it and away. So yeah. So anything else for your week? Anything that came up?
No, just work's been really busy, but I'm just trying to manage that. It's always busy, so it's not you know, I just some days are just some mornings are worse than others. Today was just a busy morning.
Okay.
So,
Well, I always say, if you can take the stress out of managing yourself off the table
yeah.
and focus on eating nutrient dense foods and making sure you're getting sleep and you're getting your steps in and you're getting your workouts in, you're just going to be better able to manage the things that you can't control.
Yeah.
That's why it's really important to take care of yourself so that you can take care of everything else.
Yeah.
So that was a good plan. Move the lunch
Yeah.
up instead of like going to another option.
Yeah.
It wasn't interesting. But if that did happen, what you could do is just, try to think of, I would say, the least damaging things that you can have instead of, and then just kind of recover later on
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
Just try to make sure that it's not all of one, like fat or carbs. Like try to make sure that you're getting the protein so that when you get to the end of the night, you aren't stuck having
Yeah.
something stupid like arugula and egg whites.
I love that story.
Yeah, I love to tell the story. I didn't love tasting it. Salt was my friend that night. I love arugula, but anyway. All right, so on to vacation. So I always will have a conversation with folks when they're hemming and hawing. Well, I got vacation. I don't know if I want to start now, but one of the things that I love to teach is how to navigate. Like, what do you do when you do go on vacation? And really, the first and foremost thing that I'll ask everybody is, what do you want the outcome to be? So we can keep you in the fat loss phase while you're on vacation just by nailing your targets and making sure that everything is very well planned. Or you can choose to be like, all right, well, I'm going to give myself, maybe 4 days where I'm not going to be totally killing myself to get my protein in. I'll do the best I can, but I'm going to hit my total calories. I'm going to go out. I think I was telling you this, Carolyn. When I went to Aruba, I took my body weight scale and my food scale in my suitcase. My kids thought I was nuts. My coach loved it. And I we were staying in a condo. So on the way to the condo, actually, before we even got there, I could make a grocery list. So I pre-ordered all my food, and by the time we showed up, it was there and in the refrigerator. There were a couple of things that I knew that I couldn't get, so I stopped at the store on the way to the condo. And then majority of my meals I cooked right in the condo, just like I had been doing. And I allowed myself, I wanted to go to 4 restaurants. So they were all for dinner. And I did allow myself to have a couple cocktails. Wasn't crazy. I think I told you about the booze cruise. So my Penn Stater, go figure, wants to go on a pirate ship snorkeling booze cruise. I'm like, okay.
That sounds fun.
So it's my first vacation with my kids, like post divorce. I'm like, you guys, whatever you want to do, I'm bucking up for it. So I'm gonna do that. I'm like, all right. So he gets completely annihilated. And I thankfully chose to drink Diet Coke and water, for one, because I get very seasick. So the last thing I need is to get, drunk and seasick.
Yeah.
And thankfully I didn't, because he was so bad when we got off the boat. At the end of the water was really rough. So we could only do 2 snorkeling spots. Third one they skipped. So that third one, they just stayed out, and my son was just drinking right next to the bartender. So we have to take this little dinghy to get back to the shore from the pirate ship. I'm walking behind him on the dinghy. I'm like, oh my gosh, like he hammered. And we're across from this Pittsburgh fans, and he's like, Pittsburgh sucks. And I'm like, oh my,
Oh,
what is happening? So anyway, it was just really nice that whole week to wake up clear-headed, not hungover, and to sit there and laugh at him. My other son doesn't
Hmm.
really drink much, so it was a lot of money for one person to probably drink enough for all three of us. So, it's really just deciding ahead of time, like what is
Mhm.
the game plan looking like? I don't know if you saw, I'm gonna see if I can find it. I do have a um
I did the vacation, the
yeah,
PDF about, yeah, I do have that. I
did you
looked at it today.
okay.
Yep. hmm
Because I think that nutrition while traveling, right?
hmm
Just in case I don't miss anything. And really, whenever you're not at home, the hardest thing is getting your protein in. You can find carbs in
Yeah.
anywhere,
hmm
but the hardest thing is finding the trying to find it
Yep.
the carbs or the protein.
hmm
So that's the other thing you
Yeah.
can do. I mean, you're going to North Carolina, right?
Yeah. hmm
So you've
I
got
mean, we already pre-planned our grocery list,
good.
so my friend and I planned that out, and I added some things that I know that I would need. I'm gonna bring some things from home. I think I told you I'm gonna, make some hard-boiled eggs to bring with me, just so I can have things readily available.
Yep.
If I come back for a snack or for lunch from the beach, I can have things. So
Yeah. I think the hardest part when you are, because you're going with how many other people are going?
it's just another couple.
Okay. So that's not too bad. It's really standing your ground and not succumbing to
Yeah,
peer pressure.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
but that's why I said I would, if you are choosing to have a couple cocktails, just put it in
hmm
your food diary beforehand.
Yep.
And we talked about how to record that, right? So you want
I
to,
don't think so.
whenever you're having a drink, the
Uh-huh.
the way you're going to want to record that, because the wine and spirits and the beer companies, they report alcohol as carbs,
Uh-huh.
but it's really not, because for every 1 gram of carbohydrate, it's 4 calories. For every 1 gram of alcohol, it's 7.
Oh, okay.
So there is a entry that I like to use, and I'll drop it down in the chat here. It's Trevor Kashi Nutrition. Um, let's see if I can drop it in here. And it's alcohol. And what I do, hang on, Kashi Nutrition alcohol. So it'll say 1 calorie. So if you're going to do your entry and say you're having a White Claw, just because that's
hmm
calories, I believe, put in the 100 calories as the number of servings, and that will get you the appropriate amount of carbs.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
So go ahead and use that, and just plan it ahead of time if that is your plan.
Okay.
And I would go to my brother's house, and he was one that would like to force feed alcohol or food.
Yeah.
And I remember the one night he literally poured me a glass of wine after I already had one, and I said I really don't want one, and he poured it anyway, and I just let it sit there. I didn't say anything because I wasn't gonna
Uh-huh.
argue. And eventually I gave it to my sister. I'm like, here, I'm not drinking it. And I did the same thing with dessert. So what I find is it makes people feel bad when you're not doing the things that they're doing.
Right.
And I don't want to call them good or bad things, but say, you have a goal and you're sticking to your goal
Mm-hmm.
because you want to make progress, right? You don't
Right.
digress or regress.
Nope. Mm-mm.
And they're like, well, come on, why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just have one, or, just try it. And it's so annoying. And sometimes you're just like, hey, I'm just going to give in to the pressure. But then I think the best thing to do is have a conversation ahead of time and just say, hey, you know what? You guys, I'm doing this thing right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's different for me, and I'd really love to have your support.
Yeah.
Um,
That's funny because I did say that already.
awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So you're ahead of the game for sure in that regard.
Yeah.
And just letting them know the problem
Mm-hmm.
is, they're probably going to badger you if they are big when they start drinking.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
anyway, just talking about, deciding on the minimums. What are the minimums that you're wanting to do to feel your
Mhm.
best? And, really it's going to be trying to get, if you want to go eat out at night, then just try to have your just protein in the morning.
Mhm.
Maybe just do egg whites, or, a protein shake, or something like that you're not going to get all the carbs in, and then you save them for later.
Right.
And
Okay.
if you decide that, you know, you're just going to do a calorie boundary for several days, that's fine too.
Mhm.
But at least you have some kind of idea of what that's going to look like. And it's good that this is happening now, because I think we're in like week
Mhm.
4 or 5, whatever, and you've kind of got a handle on what you're doing.
Mhm.
So just keep doing what you're doing and plan what
Yeah.
is not the normal.
Right.
So, and yeah, falling back on the basics. You don't have to eat till you're stuffed. Make sure you're drinking. And I'm sure you're
Mhm.
probably going to be doing a lot of walking on the beach.
Yeah. A lot of biking and
Yeah.
kayaking. Mhm.
And then this is just good for, you're driving there, I would imagine.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
like, what to get when you stop at a convenience place, or where you're not going to really have too many great choices, or
Mhm.
stuff for you in the cooler. When I moved out here, I may have told you guys this already, but I took a cooler with me and I got some Rubbermaid containers,
Mhm.
and I had 2 little ones that I put ice in. And then I had a big one where I would just get my big honkin' salads, and I'd put, crap ton of lettuce in there. I was doing this at the hotel, but I would do it in my car too. Just weighing everything out. And if you want to, what might be a helpful exercise for you is
Mhm.
to get a container and put whatever your protein flavor of the day is, put it in there just so you can get an
Mhm.
idea on the scale. Like, okay, in this container, this is roughly,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
20
Mhm.
ounces of chicken, so that you can eyeball
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
When you don't have control over the scale, that's
Right.
a lesson to learn anyway, for even when you're eating out.
Yeah, that's
Um,
a good idea.
So containers are a great way. But like I said, the hardest thing is going to be finding that protein. So just
Mhm.
use this as a guide. Um, and then, you're going to have control over your, your food there. So
Mhm.
just making sure you have the plan. If you've been there before, where
Yeah.
the lay of the land is.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, just be mindful and planning, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No,
You feel pretty confident?
I do. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Any other questions you guys might have?
I think so. That was interesting, Michelle, about the alcohol. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, so for every 1 gram of carb and protein, it's 4 calories. For every 1 gram of fat, it's 9, and for alcohol, it's 7.
7, yeah.
And
Wow.
they really, their biggest thing is the low carb, but it's really not.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's almost double.
Yeah.
So, but it's just the way they're allowed to get away with it.
Yeah. Because I am going out to my son's birthday is Thursday, but we're going out Saturday, and I am going to have a glass of wine, but I'll make sure to put it in properly on my
Good.
on my app.
Yeah, usually what I do is I'll either scan the bottle. I weigh my wine. But I'll scan the bottle and I'll know how many I'm having, what it weighs. I'll put that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then whatever the calories are, I'll put that then in as the serving for that alcohol entry, and then just make sure you go back and delete the other
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And then it'll be interesting to see how you feel. I'll tell you so I did a challenge January 2021, and my coach was like, all right, you're telling me you want to do XYZ, no alcohol. No, he was really hardballing me.
Mhm.
And I wound up like really literally not drinking for 12 weeks.
Wow.
I had company come visit and I had a glass of wine and I'm like, woo!
Yeah.
Holy cow, it hit me. So it's interesting when you don't drink
Yeah.
and then you're like, have a couple
Yeah.
glasses and the way you feel the next day. So anyway, I was just having a conversation with one of my colleagues about that because she and one of my other colleagues, they were both together and they're both like young parents and fitness professionals. And if you know fitness professionals, they usually go hard in everything,
Mhm.
including alcohol consumption. And both of them were hardcore drinkers, hardcore. And, they have little kids now. It's
Yeah.
fun being hungover when you have little kids.
Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
they gave it up. They're like, we just don't drink anymore. And I was having the conversation with them that, it's such a socially unacceptable thing to not drink.
Yeah.
And, you don't really need alcohol, but a lot of times it's just a habit.
Yeah.
It does relax you,
Yeah.
temporary time frame.
Mhm.
But it really is a weird thing. Like people look at you like you're crazy if you don't drink.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I usually try to trick. So I'll go up to the bar and order a club soda with
Yeah.
the lime. Because then,
Yeah.
oh, what are you drinking? I'm like, oh,
Vodka.
yeah, mixed drink.
The only thing that worries me about drinking wine, because I really haven't I only had one glass of wine this whole time since I started, and it was about 4 ounces. I'm just worried about it lowering my resolve. And so it's like, do I really want to take that chance? I'm not sure. So I'm kind of like struck, I don't know. Might not be worth it. And a lot of places have like mocktails now. They have like
Mhm.
they have drinks that are without the alcohol.
Yeah.
Right. But the problem is with those, a lot of those are very sugary.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I
Mhm.
bet they are.
Sugar
Yeah.
Mhm.
don't have the alcohol, but they are full of sugar.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wrote, I was gonna call it a blog post, but I'm probably gonna just turn it into an infographic on alternatives to going out and drinking, like whether it's a date or your girlfriends, like just 7 or 8 different ideas because I had to do that when I first moved out here and I was doing that 12-week thing. I was dating
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Oh, well, do you want to meet for a drink?" I'm like, no, I didn't want to explain what I was doing.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm like, let's go for a hike or let's go for a bike ride or let's meet for coffee. Um, so there's definitely things that you can do other than drinking. But yeah,
Mhm.
just be careful on the mocktails because they do tend to be sugar laden. I don't
Yeah.
think if you have one glass of wine, it's gonna set you off. But typically what happens, you have, 2 glasses of wine and then you're like, oh, I'll just pour in. And then out comes the cheese and the
Yeah,
cracker,
Mhm.
all the bullshit that goes along with the wine.
exactly. Right. It's the food.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an insulin response that occurs when you do drink alcohol and you initially, you get a rise and then you get the crash.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crash is where then you want more sugar.
Yeah.
So, but I think, if you decide that you want to build in a glass of wine, I think you'll be completely fine. But I would challenge you to like really notice how it makes you
Mhm.
feel
Yeah.
and then the next day.
Yeah. I'm going to pay really close attention to that. See how it goes. Well, I think I might have a glass of wine. I'm not really sure. I may just forego it and have like water or I don't know, diet soda. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not committed to the glass of wine yet.
Whatever you choose, just be okay with it. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Don't do the head slap emoji.
Yeah. 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 It's just like I've been feeling so good. It's like I'm just still thinking about whether or not I think it's worth it. So we'll see.
Good.
Yeah.
You got Rach? You got anything?
Well, my biggest question was how the heck do I get on here? Because I couldn't find No, so the only thing I have to share is that there was a while that I wasn't hungry at all, right? And now I'm starting to get hungrier because I'm either doing more activity or,
We
I
still
haven't.
metabolism for one.
Mhm.
So, but I also noticed that if I really don't stick to what my regular foods are, my weight will go up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, well, tonight I ventured out again and because I felt like I wasn't getting enough carbs. So then I had some sweet potato with chicken. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Generally, so the foods that you're eating that are different, are they on that low inflammatory list of foods or are they off of that list?
Some of them are, some of them aren't. I am having, well, I think I told you I've been noticing like things that I've been responding to.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay away from all of those things. I am having an inflammatory response in my knees, and that could just be the weather. It could be age, or it could be something I'm eating because I don't feel inflamed anywhere else.
Mm.
Could
also be menopause.
Yeah. I'm 5 years in though. Is that still a thing when it's 5 years in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your
Yeah,
symptoms,
that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Um,
And especially with everything that you have been through in the past 5, 6 years, however long it's been now,
yeah.
your body definitely is fighting to find normal again. And your hormones, maybe your joint pain you weren't really noticing before because you had so much other crap going on.
Yeah.
But you know, playing around and trying to like take maybe 21 days where you're eating strictly nothing but those low inflammatory foods, and then we can come up with a game plan of what to introduce.
Okay.
So what you normally want to do is like 3 to 5 servings over the course of the week after not having any of that. And generally, it's going to be gluten, dairy, soy, eggs, red meat, alcohol, um, maybe legumes, like anything other than snow peas or green beans.
Well,
Night,
interesting, because I think so. I don't eat gluten. I don't eat dairy. Well, not true. I have had some feta and goat cheese in my salad. Um, but the one thing that I started eating this week is I started putting powdered peanut butter in my smoothies in the morning. So interesting. I'll take it out and see what happens.
yeah, I would. The other thing is nightshades. So nightshades are things like tomatoes, peppers, garlic, onion, um, anything like that. And I always use the analogy of pizza. Like you have a pizza which has gluten, nightshades, dairy, sometimes red meat, fatty meat, um, has garlic and onion and tomato on it. And even though you might have a little sensitivity to a couple of those things when you have
Yeah.
them all at once, or if you're having it frequently, when your body's not used to that, you'll be like literally debilitated. I have a client who has food allergies like you would not believe, and she will have intense neck pain if she has like gluten from a cookie, or she can't do nightshades. I mean, every inflammatory food that exists out there affects her, and debilitatingly. So yeah, I would try to go, okay, let's nail it down. First, yeah, I would take that peanut butter out, but then spend like the next 3 weeks, if you can, and strictly do the anti-inflammatory foods and use that Power Foods cookbook because it's so much easier to look there. And this is why I like this versus the Whole 30, where the Whole 30 you're like, you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have this. This is what I want you to eat from, and here are the different ways to combine it. And see how you do with that, and then after I would say a minimum of 21 days, then we can start to try to add in things that you want to try and just
Okay.
see what happens.
Yeah, I am eating consistently onion and garlic.
Okay,
So, hello, I'll take those out.
could be.
And nightshades, tomatoes, like cherry tomatoes,
Yeah,
favorite snack.
yeah. So it may just be for right now, or it may be something that happens continually. I didn't used to have any kind of really food sensitivities, and or I didn't really identify them. The one thing that I have noticed, because I really don't eat it much anymore, is broccoli, which unfortunately is really good for menopause. Cruciferous vegetables. Now, Brussels sprouts for some reason don't bother me. And I didn't notice cauliflower, but I used to give my kids broccoli all the time, and I would always have bad gas. I mean, they would make fun of me for it. Now I don't need it, I don't have gas. So, and it affects you in different ways. Joint pain is one of the things. Brain fog is one of the things. Your skin. So, really trying to nail that down, I think would be helpful for you. So,
Okay, I'll keep track of that this week and let you know.
cool. All right. Do you have any other questions? Because I'm gonna get ready for yoga. If you guys are staying on, that'd be awesome. I gotta go get my setup ready.
I'm
I
good.
actually have to go, Michelle, but thank you.
Very welcome. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Are you hanging, Rach? Oh, you're on mute, love.
Yeah, it's because my dog is playing with a toy. I'm gonna try and get on my computer. Will the join link or something button come on now that it's time to get on?
I don't think so.
Michelle, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Good to
See you,
see you
Karen.
and talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi,
Bye.
Madeline. You want me to email it to you?
I'm gonna look and see if I can get, because I'm on the web page, or the page for the events.
The Facebook event. It should be in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotta love doggies. What's
I know. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to be letting me on my computer for some reason. So
wonder where are you trying to link it from? The Facebook?
yeah, Facebook page.
Are you able to hang on? Ugh. Are you able to load?
Oh wait, maybe I copied the link. Let's see if it lets me get on that way.
Where's Humphrey, Marilyn?
He was right here. And he must have gone downstairs with Mark. Oh, now he's right here. What's the matter? Oh, he's looking for the dog that was yiking. Come on.
The squeaky toy?
Yeah, that was my silly dog.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. The noise, he went to the door.
All
This is what was going on.
right, so I'm gonna have to I'll just use my phone. I just have to plug it in.
Can you oh, I gotta stop recording this.